Welcome, welcome. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Hangry Mexican. Today's episode kicks excitement up a notch. Why? Well, when La Boheme enters the room, the level of excitement goes up. That's what happened when I met up with founder of La Boheme Professional Dance Group, Teresa Nowak, and her friend, Tiffany Story. That chemistry could not be any more obvious. It was awesome. They were witty, smart, just funny. I had a great time talking to them about La Boheme. They continue to do amazing things, and their group is just growing every day. It's amazing. But you know what? I'll let them talk about it a little bit more. So let's get started with this interview. I hope you enjoy it. DJ, roll that music. Well, I'm here with La Boheme.
La Boheme's in the house.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Here we are.
Wearing colorful feathers.
Of course we're in
is
our
it-
We never
feathers.
take these off.
Yeah, that's how you typically go out of the house.
Showers
Yes.
are a pain, I'm telling you.
Showers are a pain. But yes, here I am, Teresa Kusky-Novak, and Tiffany's story has just
Tiffany's
been
story.
served.
Yes, I have been
Oh,
served.
wow.
Yeah.
And Claire, you've been
Look at that.
served first.
Why are we? I'm the one hangry here.
You're the hangry
Mexican.
both of you guys.
This is amazing.
Sometimes when you want something so much,
Yeah. Oh,
see,
yeah.
we're
Oh,
just
the
really
universe.
mellow. Claire and I are mellow,
And
so
I
things
get
just flow.
hypoglycemic myself, so I know.
Oh, man. Well, I can't wait to get my club sandwich here. We're at the, what's this called, Kel?
Breakwater.
Breakwater.
The famous breakwater.
Yeah.
A
And
nice
you-
little puppy on
If
my
only
knee.
you could all see our view. Like we have the boats, the
my
harbor,
gosh.
the
So
mountains,
gorgeous.
ocean. It's just gorgeous.
I know. That's amazing. Oh, I think I see our food. Wow,
hurry,
look
hurry.
at that.
Or I will be becoming a hangry
Oh.
Mexican myself.
Look at, that grilled salmon. Oh, it looks amazing. Look at that.
Susan, you're on.
Thank you,
Mountain Dew.
Susan. Best waitress at the Breakwater.
Best waitress ever.
Exactly. Okay, so La Boheme, how did it all start? And for everybody that doesn't know what it is or who it is, tell me about it.
Well, here we are. It started about 6 years ago. A group of us wanted to do the solstice parade, and I think, was there like 20 of us? 15?
Is it that many?
I don't know. We were a little ragtag group.
Oh, we were so cute.
We were so cute, and our costumes probably cost $10 from Amazon Prime, and that's changed. So,
Right, yeah.
And we did it. It was such a huge success. We just continuing with community events. Really, that's our specialty, community events.
I think the first year it was just solstice and then fiesta.
Yeah, we went right
And
into
then it-
Fiesta.
Just kept adding
Like an-
holidays and
Yeah,
fundraisers and
propelled
Oh,
like an
wow.
avalanche. And
because
yeah.
everybody wants some fishnet, high kicking, feathered.
Hey, you allowed
Fun.
to use John
Corset
Palminteri's
wearing.
term, fishnet ripping?
And I will quote commentary on that one. Yes.
I need a fork. Okay. Yes. So, and now we're just coming off of solstice. That's why we're wearing our wings in honor and glory.
Yeah.
And
They're
in the
permanently
host-
wedged into our armpits right now.
Wow.
we were
It's a
the
price you
theme
pay.
this year was wonder. So we decided to be an underwater wonder world, an underwater wonderland. So we were underwater flowers. Do you see how they move? Sea anemonies. And
Yeah,
it
'cause
was
you're not
90.
really seeing the back, right? But you
You're
have
not
seen
seeing
them.
the back. I can
Oh,
turn
yeah, oh,
around
yeah.
for all your viewers and listeners.
Well, just to hear
Whoa.
your laugh and your I'll do it.
But if everyone goes to the
Okay,
Facebook
everyone,
page, they
she's
can see
turning
it.
around. Let's go.
wow.
See?
Gold
Feathers with
glitter
the
shells.
seashells, yeah.
Yes.
Love
there
it.
we have applause. Thank you so much. The show will continue. So, and it was 90 core dancers.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Wow.
I know, I'm still in shock.
Now, is that just a fraction
And
of...
that's just the dancers. That wasn't my extra performers. That wasn't the kids. That wasn't the float pushers and the water. It went up to maybe 180 bodies.
Oh my gosh.
It was a huge community. So what I love to say about La Boheme is we are like a chunk of our Santa Barbara community.
Oh, yeah.
All religions, all faiths, all denominations,
Backgrounds,
all
careers.
backgrounds, everything.
Specialties.
And specialties, special needs.
Special
Everyone is welcome. And if we all can get together and love each other like we did, it was a very loving, supportive community. And one of the best things that I loved is after our parade, a lady came to search me out, and she goes, I could actually feel the love of that group coming through.
Oh, yeah, we're fine.
So that's what we want to do. We want
That's
people to
awesome.
feel that good, positive energy and love. And
Yeah.
I'm going to try this salmon now. Ooh, it looks like it has a pesto. If it ends up in my teeth, let me know.
Oh yeah. And describe it to all of the listeners so that they can get hungry with
Oh
us
my
here.
God, it's beautiful, really. And it's on a Caesar with a garlicky pesto sauce.
Wow.
Oh my Lord.
And I am eating a pickle.
Mm.
Yeah.
And you're
Whoa.
If you can hear me.
and Tiffany has a pickle.
A pickle.
She's often in a pickle.
You know,
But
Claire hates pickles. I don't know why.
They've always spoken highly of you, Claire.
Thank you. I like the sweet pickles, but I don't like dill so much.
They're good as a compliment. Like if you're having something that's really savory or something, it's good to kind of, it's like cleansing the palate.
Okay.
And have you been to Three Pickles for lunch? Their sandwiches, amazing. And they give you a little bag of the pickles. But I did just at Trader Joe's. They have these sweet and sour and spicy pickles. Oh my God, I thought I was going to die. They were so delicious.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to my salmon.
Now, the one thing that I admire about all of you ladies is that everybody just has, you know, their regular jobs. They have families. They're everybody's a family person
Yeah.
from all different backgrounds.
Right.
So how or why, I guess, do you think La Boheme attracts all these other?
I think especially
What
in
makes
our,
it special?
in our life,
Yes.
everyone has stresses. And I just feel when they come to class, we do say, leave any problems you have at the door.
They'll be there when you leave. Trust me.
And if they are there when you come
They're
back,
not as bad.
it's not as bad because the endorphins and the high of dancing and in this loving environment, these women, I really do have, they come and they cry after class. Or we had a wonderful gentleman who would come. And they're all coming from different things. And they just feel inspired to be in class. And I do feel, especially a mom, being able to get away and just to dance and do something for yourself is very special. It is. And then I go home and yes, the dishes are still there. Yes, the laundry is still piled to the ceiling, but I'm happier about it. It just changes your frame of mind. And it's a very loving, inclusive community. And I guess that's why it's so popular.
Yeah. Well, you've won awards and recognitions.
And
Best
best dance group. I think it's 2 times now
think
with
so.
through the Independent. I know we've won other awards. Can't even Christmas, other,
There was the Oscar.
and the Oscars and the
Yes.
Grammys, and then the Tony
The
Award.
Tony, yeah.
Yeah. And several nominations coming up this year in that category.
I'd like to thank the Academy Award.
Yes. And after watching 90 Dancers doing that kick line,
That
I know
was-
Broadway is just around the corner.
Totally.
Or Rockettes. I see it now. But also the beauty of it and what I'm so proud of is most of them are non-dancers. They are not trained dancers. And I just saw a video of this precision. We did Katy Perry's California Girls.
Oh.
Precision lines of these women that were there was one lady who was crying as she signed up. She was so scared to do this. She goes, I'm so out of my element. This is so not me. And she, just to see her become so passionate, it was amazing. So we change lives, and I feel that that's a blessing, and I do feel divinely led. And I do feel that my talents are being used for a reason. And so I thank you for having us to keep that rolling in our wings.
Yeah.
Of course.
Going in for a crouton.
Yeah, I think that's, as Teresa said, that is a really big factor, is the pushing the comfort zone, because we all get stuck in this really narrow amount of possibility that we are capable of. We are capable, all of us are, of so much more, and the only thing that stops us, number one, is fear. Because money is not going to. We can work around that. Things can be worked around. Transportation.
I give all scholarships. Yep.
There's a community that will come around and help you with whatever you need to get you out there to dance. And like with the gal that she was talking about that was crying and said, "I'm so out of my element," and just, I mean, like death probably at that point would have seemed more comfortable than what she was doing. She was so
awesome bucket
terrified.
brigader. Yeah.
Strong in so many areas, but this was a comfort zone issue for her. And after she did the parade, because she pushed through that comfort zone, now she can't imagine not doing it.
Wow.
So it's that change of mindset. And just in that act of dancing up the parade and all that came before it, it's even more important, all the stuff that comes before
our
it.
journey to me is more important than the actual parade. All of our sewing parties and get-togethers.
Connecting and
it's all about connection. It really is. You wouldn't meet these people.
Never.
I
would never meet these people if it weren't for this group.
Right.
Ever. Our paths would never cross.
Yeah.
And here we are, and I'm meeting all these people from different, avenues of life, and it's like, wow, really opens up dance. This dance company has opened up the world to so many beautiful souls, so many personalities, so many creative forces. Yay, thank you, Teresa. Thank you.
I'm curious how you tackle the image of body issues, like the issue of body image. When women come to you, like, I see what you're wearing. How am I going to be able to dance and wear something like that? What do you say to them?
I say you have to love yourself no matter what. You have to love how you are no matter what. And our costumes are as minimal or as much as you want. And everyone, and they're also very classy. We never go to that side. These women of all body shapes looked so glamorous, beautiful, elegant, and to see their faces, and thank you to all those photographers that took all those photos. I get to see the most incredible passion on these scared, frightened about their bodies. And it is so beautiful to me. And they love themselves. It's like maybe prom night. Everyone is just gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, just beaming.
They're beaming.
They're
aglow. Beautiful. Maybe, or the spray tan. It could be the spray tan and that glitter.
Definitely, we like the spray
each other with suntan lotion, and then we literally glitter everyone because you don't want to burn,
Yeah.
And it just warms my heart. It does make you cry if you look at them, especially the ones that started so scared or the ones that have panic attacks. Everything. They knew that we were there with them. Even our special needs, our wonderful, wonderful little sweetheart.
Yes, Jessica, yes.
Jessica with Down syndrome. There, I've got her nestled in the middle in case anything happens. She had support on the sides in case anything happens. I have my son with Down syndrome, Mikey. He was Aquaman.
Yes, he was. And yes, he was.
And he has his aide there, and he's just rocking out. And I think that our community sees that we love you no matter what. No matter what.
Right.
And we do preach. You just have to love yourself first. And
it really does, I think, because it's so accepting. It's like you can sit there in front of the mirror and talk about all the things that are wrong with you till you're blue in the face. You will fight for your imperfections and your difficulties. Fight for what you have. And this group helps that, really, because you can sit there and not accept yourself, and we're going to be like, too bad, we accept you.
Yeah, we do.
Too bad.
We don't actually
We accept
slap you
you.
around the face or something like, come on, we love you. Snap out of it.
But
Doesn't matter.
It's snapping out of that, just this society, the people that are making money off of it, teach us to not like ourselves. Don't fall for it. How many years, decades ago, being huge was the rage. Anybody that was skinny was
They
looked
love
down
hips.
upon.
Thank God I have
So
hips.
if you had this thing come in there, you were the thing. And I'm showing the the thing that hangs right on your tricep. The flat, we've all got them, little bat wings.
waddle.
And then when you water the lawn, that jiggles and stuff like that. Okay, so back in.
Thank you for that visual.
Thank you.
Let me
I
try
had
to
do a
continue
visual.
on my salmon.
But royalty would purposely have that because it made you special. You were top notch. You were top rated, and so it just ebbs and flows and
Ooh, like our theme, water.
flow. Yes, exactly.
And that was our theme for a reason. And actually, I came up with that solstice. Their theme was wonder, but I knew I was doing water related back. Gosh, in July, we had just had the fires. And so we did Rise of the Phoenix. You can rise from the ashes. Community, we can do this. We did Blooming from the Mud. Community, we can do this. So this year, I just thought our community needed to cool down. Just cool down, get refreshed, dive deep, go deeper than you ever have, become the best person you can become, and just learn to go with the flow. If you're always scared, you just have to learn that things happen, and you have to just keep going with the flow.
Yeah.
And that was my message. I always have a message for our dancers to improve on themselves, and that was it. Go with the flow,
Go with the
dive
flow.
deep. And then there's all sorts of things that we can use with
Well,
those
my
things.
dad's famous quote is, "With a little luck, you learn to duck." That's
Your
my dad.
Who's your dad again, Tiffany?
Christopher Story, the 6th, because there's the 7th and the 8th as well.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And
He's a conductor.
he's a conductor. He started the West Coast Symphony, and he's the guy that does the final day of Fiesta in the courthouse. Has done it for 53 years.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
And he's finally kind of passed the baton to somebody a little more youthful. I mean, I'd watch my dad up there on the top of the courthouse steps going, "Oh my God, don't fall," because he's 93.
Oh my Lord.
Dad is 93, but he's still going.
That's good. We have great, strong fathers.
We do.
I do as well. My dad was Dr. Garvin Kuski, did so much in the community. We have the Presidio because of that man. I grew up there. My family helped build it, paint it. We were digging for stuff. And anyways, you never saw him putting his name up on streets and stuff. He did everything just for love of community.
Now,
So-
were both of you born and raised in Santa Barbara?
Yes, indeed.
Santa Barbarians.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So
Very nice.
She's Hope Ranch.
here
I'm the
comes
Mesa.
our wonderful
And here,
waitress.
Wow.
here comes
Saying
our
thank
pusher,
you,
our coffee
Florence.
pusher.
Our coffee pusher.
The first
Yeah.
one's always free.
So, my dad was born here as well, St. Francis
Yeah.
Hospital.
Wow.
And then his dad ran the Biltmore. So my dad grew up at the Biltmore. And then
Did he run the Biltmore? Your
yes,
grandfather?
yes. And so my dad grew up there, and then my grandfather found this vacant area in Hope Ranch nobody knew about. So thank you, Grandpa.
Wow.
I think I could afford that.
So then,
right.
actually, that's a good point, because how has Santa Barbara changed then from the time that you were growing up to now what you see? I mean, I know I
Are
certainly
you
can't live here
kidding?
anymore.
Are you kidding? I
Hugely.
mean, the mobile homes are like the price of
That's the only
mansions.
thing. That's the only thing people can afford. At least the natives.
yeah, that is hard for young couples coming up, for sure.
Santa Barbara used to be a quiet little beach town, little surf town.
Yeah.
And it was the golden egg, and it was the secret, it was a little Riviera of frickin' the United States. This is our little Riviera, and it was unknown, and people like my parents, who were raised back east, found this little nugget and raised a family, and slowly but surely, things changed for good. And somebody said, well, every city changes, but let's change for the good.
And maybe that's why La Boheme is so popular as well. We are local.
Yeah.
We are promoting Santa Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
We are all about Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
This is our
This
Santa
community.
Barbara. This is our community, and we want to make it great. And that sort of makes me roll right into 4th of July.
Yes.
Because, again, through John Palminteri and Drew Wakefield, and I believe it's with the Santa Barbara Rec Department is also putting that on. We're giving that down-home feel of 4th of July, that community feel, and it is down on West Beach, 11 o'clock, and then the fireworks go off. There's a stage show from 11 on. And Tiffany, we dance at 3:30 and 5:30 and again on stage that night for the fireworks. And that is a very down-home community feel. Mm-hmm. Lots of vendors. And so they're trying, that's a good way to keep the Santa Barbara small, local feel.
Yeah, that's what people love about this. And the irony, obviously, with any cute little town is then it's like Dr. Seuss. They come in and they try to exploit it, and then it gets big and it turns into the place that everybody left because they wanted to get away from the big exploited places. So keeping this, I mean, compared to other places, Santa Barbara has an amazing community.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
So proud to be from here.
putting things in perspective. I mean,
We're so
Yeah.
lucky and
We do,
blessed to
yeah.
be from
Well,
here.
and that couldn't be more noticeable during the natural disasters that happened
Oh, yeah.
in
Absolutely.
2017, 2018.
Boy, we sure pulled together
Yeah.
as a community.
and
So
all heads up to Abe Powell
I
and
know, I
his
was
crew.
about to. Abe,
Yeah.
I put him in our solstice production. He is an amazing man.
Mm-hmm.
His passion, and he was one of the first people that came to say hi to us after we landed after our parade.
Yes.
Because we had five bucket brigaders in our parade. We
Yeah.
seem to have a lot in common with them. That same kind of giving Santa Barbara spirit will help you no matter what.
So for everybody listening to this podcast that doesn't know what the Bucket Brigade is, could you explain what the Bucket Brigade is?
Well, I actually I live in Summerlin, and we got through the fires with no deaths in Santa Barbara. Some houses were lost tragically, but on a huge scale, what Ventura experienced, we were so lucky, and it was because of such hard work from the firefighters and the community.
Amazing
and everybody
firefighters.
on the ground, and we were so exhausted from all the evacuations. And when we found out about the rain that was going to happen, we were just so tired. And it's like, come on, what's a little rain gonna do? Yeah,
We've never, ever had this before.
ever. And I was born and raised here, so when that happened, what happened to Summerland is we became Summerland Island. So we were trapped south and north. Now Summerland is still tiny. Summerland kind of looks like what Santa Barbara used to look like. So
And what happened was the mud flow.
the mudslide, possibly the worst disaster in Santa
we
Barbara's
lost a
history.
personal friend.
Lost. It just
Horrible.
looked like a nuclear bomb had gone off in so many places, and just unimaginable.
It was.
you know.
It's totally unimaginable.
Boulders the size of
still
semi-trucks.
go through Montecito, and I still cannot believe that the house I always saw on my way to Mount Carmel Church is gone because my kids
It's at
went
the
to
beach
Mount
now
Carmel.
in the ocean. Yeah.
It was so devastating. But this Abe Powell, he totally started a force.
He's just said to himself, because we're all sitting there, the ones that survived, maybe with some survivor's guilt, going, what can we do? I want to do something. I need to help. And Abe kind of one day just said, let's start digging. That was as simple as that. Let's just start digging. And got some people together, and they just started, picking up shovels.
Even
simple
like
as
our
that.
float builder, Jed Hirsch of Jed Hirsch Construction, he just got his shovel, and
Yeah.
people just started digging
Digging.
people out. Because you cannot wait for government to
No.
do everything for you. You have to do it yourself. I mean, seriously, if you want it done, you can't wait for stuff to happen.
No, and that's what felt like, such an old school town, because it really was all these people come, swarms of them. At first it started small, and then it was like, whoa, sometimes we got too many people. Never too many, but so I went out there and I started digging, and it was like, it was so cathartic. I'm gonna cry right now. But the people that we were digging their house out of looked at us, and we looked at their house, completely under mud that had moved down the block. And they looked at us and they said, "Thank you so much. We can't believe you're doing this." And we all went, "No, thank you for letting us help you, because we want to do something." So, and Abe, he's got his wonderful wife, Jessica.
Wonderful
and
kids.
Tom, and all the people. There's so many people that can be named. Obviously, Abe was the leader, but there's so many people that are part of that committee that made this happen and gave all of us something to do, to feel like we were impacting this.
Yeah.
So thank you, Abe, and
thank
crew.
you. And we did pay honor to them for sure in our parade. I had them come through, and what were they dancing to? It was so fun to see Abe dancing with his
Champions. No.
We Are the Champions.
We Are the Champions.
He would come. They came out and they put the buckets and painted them red, and put them on their heads and put flowers, because we bloom again.
Yeah.
And that was our theme. And they came out and did a little choreography,
little dance,
and his mom was in it. It was very special. So thank you to the Solstice Committee for giving us this platform to give homage and to love our Santa Barbara this way.
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Well, I know Claire and I both were devastated too, because we were both also born and raised in Santa Barbara, and I pray and the rest of the Santa Barbara never have to experience this again, because it was so horrible. But then what followed in the aftermath was so
divine.
Yes.
It was. It really
Unimaginable.
brought us.
Yeah.
Brought us together. Brought a lot of love, and so out of it, and it's a good lesson. Out of horrible things and badness, there's always good. You always have to look for the good in everything.
Yeah.
A lot of in the friendships and
coming back to what you said earlier, I think La Boheme represents that.
It does.
And it inspires people, and I think, and that's why I asked what made it so special. Why is it attractive to so many people? And I already knew the answer, of course.
But you were eating a French fry.
I know. But it's just that. It's that you inspire the best in people that may be
you.
feeling down
I try.
on themselves.
We all try. Yes. Yes, thank you.
And in all the pictures that I've seen, every single picture in all of the events you've participated, it's always smiles. Always, from everybody. So that I think is...
And now you're going to make me cry. Thank you. It is so, and I am going to cry now because it is so rewarding.
It's okay.
To see these women that have come from such bad places, and that we are there for them. And I really do feel divinely led to bring out the best in others, and it can be quite exhausting. And I have to thank my family. I could not do this without the love and support of my family, because I am like the mother of 90 other dancers, and you need the support of your family. But I am so grateful, so grateful. And thank you, Oscar, for making me cry. But seriously, to see these women's lives, I have, and it's so humbling. You think your feathers are gonna be on end. It's so humbling in every way to be used this way. It's so humbling for a woman to write me a note to tell me that I've changed her life. Me, little old Teresa, no big deal, Teresa. It's so humbling that we can change lives. That I can have a
That
Jessica.
effect, yeah.
The effect, we call it the La Boheme effect. And it just, it reminds me of everything I've learned about Mother Teresa, that you're supposed to reach down and you're supposed to help your sister and your brother, because you then go on and you go out into the community, into your schools, into your governments, into the ripple effect of La Boheme is amazing. And to be a catalyst for that is quite humbling, I have to say. But I'm so grateful. And on that note, I'm going to blow my nose and have some lemon water.
I think we're all able to cry and laugh. And
Yeah, it's real. We are totally real.
Yep, exactly. And I think that's just part of being human, and it's one of the reasons why I created this podcast too, because everybody has a story to tell.
Yes. And they're hungry or hangry.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Whenever I can get a meal out of it, it's.
I'm wait. We eat when we do this. Sure, sign me up for like 2 of them.
Oh yeah. But just going back to the origins of the group, so you were saying that it started out with this small group. How many people was it again?
We may have been 15, a little ragtag group, and it just exploded. It just has become, not to bring in my solstice theme, a tidal wave. We have built so much momentum. And it's because we're a safe place. We're human. Mm-hmm. There's not this diva mentality. I mean, I have a big dance background. I know the performing world, and I know there can be amazing divas, and it's not here. I don't have time for it. I am a very busy wife and mother, so we don't attract that type. You know what's interesting also, I mean, I'm thinking about the solstice. All the women, they'll give beauty tips for this, they'll give tips for that. It's a group effort. No one shows up to outdo someone else. We show up to be together. We are one huge, beautiful group loving each other, and it's really special to go from that ragtag group to over 90 strong. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, you two have changed others' lives.
Yes.
How has the group changed you since the inception of it?
I humbled. I am in a state of shock over it. I feel very humbled over it, and I also feel a great divine intervention. I just feel so special and tired, Tiffany. I'm also very
I was going to say, probably. How's it affecting? She's tired.
And actually, I have a little bit of a cold, and I called you in because if I started coughing, I would hit you, I'd punch you, and you would, and she would sing. Do you hear?
Oh,
do you hear that?
Wow.
She's
Star Trek. But so far, you haven't coughed.
I know.
Good,
I know.
The show must
Plus,
go on.
I love to show off Tiffany. Tiffany is an amazing talent. Her acting, your singing, you're funny. Here's Florence now. Oh, wait, that's not her name. Susan. Thank you. Thank you. I was on
We're
purpose.
thinking Florence Henderson and Flo.
I was thinking of Flo from the Brady
Kiss
Bunch.
Margaret. No, Flo's from Alice.
That's what I mean. Okay, I didn't watch a lot of TV when I was little.
Oh, really? Well, we didn't either. Sort of.
She's taking a picture with my mouth full. Really?
Oh, Claire.
Eau Claire. Eclair.
Yeah.
Eau Claire.
Eclair.
She's my EP. But
We are all silent because she was taking a
I know,
picture. In case, then there's dead silence.
I know. It's like,
hello.
what happened to the
Knock,
podcast?
knock. Anyone there? Anyone there? Anyone there?
Did it end? No.
And it is funny that we are on the breakwater looking at this most incredibly gorgeous, sunny, blue, wonderful, and our wings are flying in the breeze.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're getting some pedestrian picture takers.
Yes.
Kind of cute.
Yes, I think it's totally normal.
Not every day do you see a bunch of pink feathers.
You must be really recognized all over town, wherever you go, right?
Yes. That is kind of an odd phenomenon now, to be recognized all over.
Yeah, you're bigger than John Palmentary now.
Oh, way bigger than John. I'm sorry,
what?
John. It had to happen. And I will say, John totally saw this group and the power and the impact before I did. He really, really helped to catapult us because he saw what La Boheme was even before me. He really, you should be doing this or that. I'm all, really? But John is an inspiration, and what a wonderful person in our community. He is a treasure here in Santa Barbara.
He's the real thing. I mean, he works so hard.
Let's do the mustache in your honor. Okay, we're making mustaches.
I love it. I don't have enough.
My hair's not long enough. Don't use a knife. Use his French fry.
There you go. Okay.
And you should have ordered fries. Solstice is
Anyone
over.
want a French fry? I got extra French fries.
I still got to fit into a dress for next weekend, so.
What's happening next weekend?
Well, I have you booked for Magic Castle
Magic
Cabaret,
Castle.
which I'd love to have you as my guest. It's from the Magic Castle. Arlene and Milt Larson.
Who are
And
sweethearts.
it's a wonderful little cabaret.
Oh, my gosh.
And I love to bring in talent just to give people a chance to shine. You have to have a coat and tie.
It's old school. You've
men
got
are so
to be
handsome
classy.
in a coat and tie.
So
Yeah.
if you want to see Santa Barbara dressed up,
Oh,
then you
Yeah,
go to
that's
Magic
pretty much the
Castle.
only place you're going to see
That's it.
Santa Barbara dressed up.
Yeah, no jeans.
You are not allowed in if you are wearing jeans.
It's no. They'll put a wrap on you, but you know what?
Wow.
It is old school.
It's
and
etiquette,
It's
you know?
etiquette, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful inside. She's put her heart and soul into it.
It's the old Cafe del Sol,
Beautiful.
and you would never, ever, ever recognize it.
And the magicians that
Oh,
they
they're
bring in
amazing.
are on every talk show in town. They're the real deal.
Yeah, you see them on talk shows, and there they
They're-
are 2 feet in front of you.
They are, and it's very intimate. It's like how many can fit in the magic room? 40 to 50 at the most.
that many?
Maybe 35
Oh,
to 40.
yeah.
It's intimate
Tight.
magic. That famous magician is really in front of you. And we always leave and we go, how did he do that?
I know. And you think because you're
He's
like
doing it right in front
you're
of you.
3 feet away, you're like, no way, I'm gonna so
am on
see
you.
what he's doing, because you're staring right at his hand, like this close. Carlos, you and me. Yeah, Oscar, what? Carlos.
Carlos.
I think
Carlos the hangry.
I just was all day with my Chihuahua. His name is Carlos Santan Dog.
Cute.
Carlos. You're
So
Carlos
my
from
grandma
now
used to
on.
call him Omar. So we're good.
I almost spit my coffee out. I swear to God, Omar.
But you'll be sitting there and you're looking at the
now
magician's
Omar.
hands, and you're
Carlos.
like, okay, there's no way you can hide because
I
you're
see it.
right, and you're like, and they do it.
It's amazing.
And you sit there the entire show with you're catching flies, your jaw, So
So we're so lucky here in Santa Barbara to have this.
it's amazing.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So be
It was-
my guest when they can serve food again.
Yeah, right,
we can
right.
do this. We can do
I can't believe I called Oscar Carlos.
Well, I like Omar. No, I like Carlos. Carlos Omar.
I'll have to send you a picture of Carlos because, I don't know.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got little Sandy here.
I
Everybody thinks it's
know.
a she. 'cause
Is
of
it
the
a
name.
boy? Is he a boy? Oh.
Well, you shouldn't
Yeah.
have a bow in his hair then. It's
There
okay.
you go. You should put a little bow tie.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah, he was. He made a cameo at our wedding, but he's such. He still has that puppy attitude. I think he's almost 5.
Almost fine.
Wow, he does
And-
seem like a puppy.
Yeah, he's
And
all
your
energetic
wedding.
and hard to
Your
control. What are some of your marriage tips?
Marriage tips.
Yes,
Oh, I think
for a happy relationship.
I think embracing each other and their strengths and their talents, and yes, just getting here. My husband dropped me off because I didn't want to worry about parking. He was there. I mean, he did that for me, and which is funny because I have La Boheme, he says, so he just bought a Harley. He goes, well, now I have a Harley.
Oh
You have La Boheme, I have a Harley.
Wow.
So that and then the whole children thing is bonding for marriage or not. It's a lot. That's a lot to your relationship. All of a sudden, to have little ones. So testing it out on a dog is good. It's good because it all changes after that.
We kept testing, so now we
So
have
she's-
6.
Tiffany is still testing.
6, 4 dogs,
Yeah.
3, 2 cats. So we're still testing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just last night, we're about to go to bed, and Sandy here, he goes in the room. Now, we typically like him to stay out of our bedroom.
Out of our sacred space.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I feel about my guy. I keep him out of the room. The dogs pile in.
And that's the marriage tip.
But-
Just keep them out of your room.
Sorry, honey.
But this is only after 4 accidents that Sandy had in there. So we're like, no, I don't want to have time. I don't have time to clean this up and make sure it's.
I don't have
cleaned
time
up.
because
You don't want to step in it in the middle of the night.
Exactly.
It's not
I am in the mood for love. I don't need time for that. It is love time.
But last night, so I'm carrying him. I picked him up from the bed. I start walking out of the room with him, like almost like a little baby, on my shoulder.
Yeah, it is your first baby.
And then I
is.
felt he just kind of plopped down on my shoulder, and then I asked Claire, "Hey, how does he look right now?" And he's just like very relaxed, like he's going to sleep, and then I was like, "Oh, that's so cute." So I just left him in the bed.
On your
And-
shoulder.
The big softy.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. That's how
I've
it
always
is.
found, because I do rescue, and when it comes to adopting dogs, it's always the guy that resists, and the woman's like, the nurture, oh, come on, honey, come on,
no,
honey."
but they're the softy.
And then once the dog is in the place, then it's like, oh my God, where's Sandy? We got to get
Yes.
Christmas gifts for Sandy. What about Sandy? Sandy. So it's because the guys get more attached, I think, in the end.
Yeah. They put up the biggest fuss, and then they're just the biggest softy.
The biggest softies, yeah.
Yeah, we go to the pet store, and
Oh,
Claire says, like, no, all right, let's go, and I said, and I tell Claire, all right, well, do you want to get a toy for Sandy? Should we get a toy for Sandy? And Claire says, okay, and she goes and reaches in for the toy, and I said, no, let Sandy pick.
And it's so fun to be with you, really, because your wedding was amazing, and your reception was so beautiful, and the sea colors, like our solstice, beautiful.
What do you remember about it? Because I don't really remember much.
I loved getting ready in that upstairs where apparently all of you groomsmen had put on your tuxes and everything. Were there like shot glasses around or
I think so.
something?
There were cigar bands.
so
I don't know if
manly.
I've heard about this.
Little B.O., yeah.
It was so manly up there, and suits and things. So it was special, and I hadn't really been. What was the name of the place that you had your reception
The
again?
Santa Barbara Club.
It was very beautiful. It was gorgeous. Darla B was your DJ.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It was really nicely done.
Well,
Thank
and
you. It was
you,
nicely done.
the La Boheme has a relationship with Darla B.
Oh,
DJ
yeah.
Darla B. Can you
Oh,
tell me
our
about that?
girl. Well, I remember just on I think it's my second solstice. It was for Sci-Fi, and she's a fun local girl, and I'm a local girl, and I met with her, and she was the right personality, and I put her on that Sci-Fi float, and that girl zoomed out into the universe. It just exploded. And she is now my dear friend, dear sister, and we just had our 5th solstice together. And I don't know if you've seen the photos of her in her sea captain
Oh, yeah.
blue, and she's dancing. She's a great dancer. So we do love doing a lot of events together, and I think also because she's a local girl and sister.
And she loves to dress up, and she's got
And
awesome
she's a dress
costumes.
up girl. We love to dress.
Very
We're
creative.
sitting here eating lunch in our wings, like it's normal. There's
Because
nothing
it should be normal.
There's nothing normal, and there's nothing normal about me in any way. And that's the name of La Boheme. We're out of the box. We're not normal. We're the poets, the dancers, performers,
Life
the
is short.
TV people.
Dress up.
Life is short.
No,
Wear your
wear glitter.
feathers. Yes,
Wear
glitter.
sequins.
Wear your glitter.
Wow. Have you ever had any man try to join La Boheme?
Well, of course. Oh my gosh, we have an incredible relationship with men And if they're not dancers from our builders, my gosh, like Jeffrey. Say his last name.
Wolliver.
Wolliver. Jed Hirsch.
That was a full mouth.
That is totally full mouth. We have a great support system.
Jack Herney.
It's so many, and now I'm killing myself. But such a great support system. We could not put on these shows and productions without these men that come in and help. Or Jeremy Cable of Islay Events doing all of our music and all of our sound and helping me with visuals. These guys just do it for the love for La Boheme. It is inspiring
I
that
think you
people
make
do
them
this.
feel good. You appreciate them, and
Well,
that is
clarify that, please.
that is yeah. Right.
Sorry, that's the late night show.
Yeah, that's right.
That would be dinner. Yes.
After
That's
hours.
That's the dinner show.
Late night with Teresa Nowak. Kusky.
Okay, now let me
Santa
ask
Barbara
more.
After Dark.
Yes. Yes. Oh, that's funny.
But it's funny.
What
this
was your question?
it's about the men, but this year it was cute. I mean, for the first class, I think we had some scattered guys, and it ended up being one fellow. And I remember him coming up to me, Lorenzo, and
We
saying,
love you, Lorenzo.
Tiffany, am I going to be the only guy? And we're like, maybe, but hey, most guys would be stoked about that. Okay.
Yeah.
You're surrounded by all these
I
scantily
know,
clad,
yeah.
loving women. Come on. And he embraced it. And so any of the
Most
the-
of our extra performers are guys.
Yeah.
As well, like Mark Tilley.
Mark
Great-
Tilley,
yes.
Larry Billow, but
David Hernandez.
David Hernandez. But he, our little
Andrew Antone.
Susie, what marketing gal, when she would put out notices and things, she'd always say, "All right, gals and man."
He was our merman.
He was the man.
But, and Sweet Lorenzo, what a great guy. He was going through amazing things at
He had
home.
surgeries?
And a lot of hardships at home. And he would cry after each class. And he would just come up and goes, Teresa, and he would just be weeping. I just can't thank you enough. And I go, Lorenzo, no more tears. Don't get all soft on me now. Don't get all weepy on me now. But he was just so thankful. And I won't go into personal reasons why, but I'm very blessed that he and he did it.
He did it.
Wow.
And he was so earnest about it, and he, practiced at home and watched the videos, and that was hugely outside his comfort zone, even more than some of the women that it was outside their comfort zone.
Yeah.
But
So-
and our dancers are so prepared. We teach, they have their days they have to come to class, and then we have optional times, and we have it on video, so everyone is overly prepared.
Yeah.
They were overly prepared. They were amazing.
Where do you practice your dances?
So we were at Gustafson, but it was still on the small side. So our other classes were at Cabaret Rec Center, and that just fit everybody.
Amazing.
And then we practice outside because it is a parade. So they learn early. There's Flo.
A little bit more. Thank you.
So they learn early
okay.
how to parade forward.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I have to figure out for Cabaret Rec Center how to get a mirror in there so they can see me from both sides.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
another. Well, we'll work on that. Anyone out there have an idea? Let me know. Your little laugh.
Yeah.
It's the hangry laugh.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I'm all fed, and I'm feeling much better.
She's fat and happy, and Claire is relieved. Look at her. I'm relieved.
Out of all the events that you've done, is there one that's your favorite and your second most favorite event that you've ever done?
I do love to put on the Down syndrome flash mob. I love to be able to bring all of these kids and adults with special needs, teach them a dance, stimulate their heart, their soul, and their brains. And we go to Paseo Nuevo, and those people at Paseo Nuevo are so awesome to work with. Their whole team is awesome. Bring them Darla plays the music, and we have a flash mob, and they're so... You're watching angels. You're watching angels right there dancing. I love that one so much. I love to do concerts in the park. That's amazing fun. I love the 4th of July. I love them all, Tiffany.
I love lamp. I love carpet.
You love jeez.
But she does love them all. Yeah, but
Was that a reference to Anchorman?
yes, it was. Thank you.
You're
Yes.
so smart.
Keep it classy, San Diego.
He's so smart. He's smarter when he's all fed.
But you love Fiesta. I always thought that Fiesta was one
Fiesta's
of your
fun.
favorites.
I love doing Fiesta. So after 4th of July rehearsals, I'll get onto Fiesta. That's a whole nother big, huge group. So, yes, that's fun.
Does that
I
mean
have
new costumes for your Fiesta performances?
Oh, we have beautiful costumes. Last year, like the wings, we did fans behind us. There were like 2 fans. So all different costumes, gorgeous. Gives us another reason to participate into our community. And I did grow up with being on stage at the courthouse, so I know what it's like to do that side of Fiesta. But most people will not be dancing at the courthouse. So this is my way to get our community members feel a part of Fiesta. And that's why I do that, because you kind of, you can go to the mercados and stuff, but when you're actively participating in it, you become part of it. And that's my mission for Fiesta, to make these dancers feel a part of this wonderful, wonderful occasion. I have pictures of my grandpa in the parade on his horse. It's
On his
been
high
a part
horse.
of, honest, yeah, and smoking a cigarette, because everyone smoked back then. I don't know how he held on, but that's what they did back then. But Fiesta is so much fun. And I'm a Native daughter. I'm in charge of the vets for the Native daughters. And Native daughters, Fiesta's huge. And we'll have our Native daughter tea coming up. And so I also do that type of dancing. It's the dancing from back in the 18th century style. And that's very fun. I do all styles of dance. Fritz captures them with my hair in a high bun, and there's no feathers. I'm wearing a long, long dress. But it's fun.
And who makes these dresses? These wonderful, amazing dresses.
I design, or we have a committee that designs, a costume committee, and I go to L.A. to the, the garment district, and we buy our materials there in L.A.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's huge. It's huge. And if, are you feeding the dog?
Of course I have dog treats on me.
I thought those were French fries. Man,
Dog treats.
You're a good dog mom.
I know.
yeah. Oh, Claire, you're good too.
I just didn't bring any treats.
Oh, it's so cute.
Thank you.
That is so cute. You need to take a photo of that. That's adorable.
Sandy.
Oh, Sandy, you just took all the limelight away from me. It's the Sandy show.
How long does it take to put on the makeup? Normally?
I'm really fast. I mean, I was trained in New York. We had makeup classes with New York City Ballet. You have makeup classes. I'm pretty fast, but most people might take them an hour.
I
Two.
do a lot of theater and
You do it fast like me.
So I do it pretty fast. Also, when I'm in solstice, you don't want to have a lot of foundation. It just feels like that should be inside a nightclub as opposed to solstice and the sun and tan bodies and things. So
Yeah, we
I
have
usually
spray
concentrate on the eyes and
Big eyes.
And
Glitter.
glitter
Big eyes
and
glitter.
false eyelashes.
Glitter on your lips.
Glitter on your lips. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so your background is in theater,
Yeah.
and then Teresa, your background is in dancing, ballet dancing.
Thank you very much.
It's
I'm finally taking a bite.
Well, no,
Thank you.
we'll go over here
Tiffany.
first.
Cut to Tiffany. I'm trying to swallow.
Yeah, theater acting is kind of my first
So how did you get into that?
She's amazing.
into acting.
Yeah, how did that?
Well, I was, as a child, so painfully shy. It was like I should have almost been institutionalized. I was so
I think a lot of performers are shy.
Oh God, like horrible, agonizing pain, the shyness. And it's a long story how I went from there to me
Where
here,
you are
where I
now,
am now.
in your
It's
feathers.
Obnoxious Tiffany that I am now. But
No, you're not. You're amazing.
Thank you. But
You really are.
So the close friends that I did have would would open up to them and they'd say, Tiffany, you're so weird and crazy. You should be an actress. And I went, okay. And I just thought somebody eventually
You're
would
weird and crazy.
come to
That's
my
good.
door and put me in a show. Put me in a show, Ricky. And nobody came to my door. And I waited. And finally somebody said, you have to audition.
You do. You have to. If
You
you
have
have
to
a passion
audition.
and talent, it's a waste if you don't.
Well,
go
I
after
didn't
it.
have a talent at that time. And I auditioned repeatedly, ad nauseum. And I was rejected again and again and again and again, hundreds of times.
And
Now,
that's part
most
of it.
people would have given up.
Yeah, exactly.
I kept saying, what is it? Why am I not getting through? And I kept pushing and pushing. I finally, I think, got a part as a palm tree or something. And
There's a pot.
a palm tree in a pot.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was not
A lot
movable.
of movement there.
But I was going to make the most out of that palm tree roll. And so
Be the best
I was
palm
the
tree
best part ever. And people would actually go
I've
like,
seen it on YouTube.
as palm
I've
trees,
seen it.
you were really good,
I've
you know,
seen Tiffany as the palm
as
tree.
the palm tree.
Wow.
You should see her do her Lucille ball or the French.
Oh,
Eat it, pilaf.
Yes, this is very important.
She'll be at Magic Castle Cabaret doing some of those.
Something, yeah.
Some of
I'm
those.
gonna surprise you.
Oh, no.
This week, yeah.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. It's always
Oh,
good to be
boy.
surprised.
Well,
but
give me a
I
hint.
I kept doing it, and I was always the underdog, always the one that had to try 10 times harder than everybody else. And I think it made me a better actor because I did have to, it didn't come easy. And I never gave up. And so
Here you are now.
and here I am now. So I've always been used to working really hard.
You know, working
One
with
thing.
Tiffany, there's such a difference because she's a professional. It's so different to be able to work with the professional.
Yeah.
She's on it. You're prepared. You know the life, and I've part of the same life. You know, we're on it. We're prepared. We're ready for
Never let the
anything.
audience see you sweat.
You don't. And yes, same way in the dance world.
Yeah.
You know, I've been trained with Russians with a stick.
Oh yeah,
So-
I mean I've been on stage.
That's how it
and
is in
I've
ballet.
literally hit things have happened where I like cut open a leg and you just keep going.
Oh, no, yes.
Until you
boy.
get off stage.
Well,
and
it's
then
true.
You
My
put the
feet-
bandage on. You come out for your next scene.
It's true. My feet would be bleeding in those toe shoes.
Oh, man.
Bleeding, no skin on my toes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's pretty horrible. But I think I have to thank that ballet background and you, Tiffany, with your background in the arts, because it's why we're strong today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's why I can lead. Well, is that Claire taking a walk? Well, hi,
Yeah.
Claire.
Oh, she's not at the table anymore.
Not
oh,
even
what?
here.
Your wife has left the table.
And there she is peeing the dog. But yeah, so our professional backgrounds are why we can do this. And yes, I've been in ballet since I was 4. I've been in training, extreme dance training, since I was a young child.
Wow.
And so when someone mentions cartoons like you did or different shows, I am sure I haven't seen it because I was always at ballet.
Wow.
I did. Yes, they do have sticks. I didn't
Nyet,
see much
nyet, nyet.
of anything but dance. And I do often think, why was I given all this opportunity and these scholarships, and why am I hanging out with the best dancers and teachers in the world? And now I know it's for this. It's for La Boheme. It's to share it with others. It's to take those 90 dancers and to see what I just saw. And I think that's why all of that talent and background comes through us.
Yeah.
And I always put Tiffy in acting or a
Yeah.
singing part, like
Yeah.
you did in the parade. You had a little area.
little mermaid, little mermaid thing. Yeah. Sure. Ariel, listen to me. The human world, it's a mess. Under the sea, things are much better than up there.
And that was the thing.
Was it. Yeah, sometimes my mic was on. we were so far away.
Okay,
because of 90,000 dancers.
So we have to have
do?
a production meeting with all our people to figure out how can we even have better sound. How do you cover
it.
2 blocks and have the right sound and everything? I'm going to have to wear a little mic so I can signal Darla yonder back in the float.
Well, we finally figured it out for me just to say, we're ready, Darla, from 2 blocks up. She goes, duh, that works, as opposed to
hand signal.
Little teeny finger, 2 blocks up.
I want a little mic so I can talk.
Yeah, there you go.
Because they were
Madonna.
saying, Madonna. They were telling me you need to slow down because the rest of the parade can't keep up. I'm all, oh, really?
We're happy to slow down.
Are you kidding me?
God.
Maybe like how Disneyland has such good, they do parades all the time. We should line State Street with audio zones
There
because
you
we
go.
do so much parades.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
They
smart.
should make State Street just like ready
Plug in.
for it, and then it would just be better. So partner with Disney somehow to figure that out.
Maybe that should be our theme. I know we'll
fun.
get Claire in the parade this way.
There you go.
Right.
What would you be, Claire? What would you be? What character?
I would love to be Ariel.
I knew it.
Yes. Just give me some clamshells and a red wig, and let's do it.
So how did the idea of La Boheme come about then?
Just the name, or what do you mean?
La Boheme, the name, and then just that. I mean, was it just out of the blue you decided let's just dance?
It just, people kept asking me if we could perform, and so it just it just was a like tidal wave. And the name just came to me, the Bohemians, the people that are out of the box. They're not the normal ones. They're the movers and the shakers. They're the artists. They're the ones in
the
TV.
name of the group? The one that we circus kind of named, had an influence. The Luminesque.
Illuminati?
No, they had the amazing makeup and hair, and with the powder, they look kind of like Elizabethan. Oh shoot! I'm gonna remember.
Where are you going with
I
this,
remember.
Is that the next costume?
I'm gonna move on.
Anyways, and it is
Car-
more.
like, yeah.
It is more, and we did
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge. We have done that, and we are like the people in the circus. We did that one year, our circus theme,
Right, that's
and
the
in
year.
giving homage to the bearded lady and the extreme weird talents that we all have, because La Boheme, we admire and love everybody. Even that bearded lady, Tiffany.
Yeah, I think everybody, even whether it's a big part of themselves or a little part of themselves,
There's a
feels
little-
like a bit of a misfit.
Yeah.
We
You
are
know?
the misfits, definitely, in a good way.
Yeah.
Well, how did the
good
two
way.
of you meet?
Oh well.
She was getting her Oscar?
That was I was. Jack
I love
Nicholson
it.
was handing me my Oscar, and there was Teresa
I
in the
asked her
front
for
row
her
going
autograph.
like, "Woohoo!" Yeah.
And I said, can I be
She
you?
did a high kick and ran up to the stage.
And you said, can I kick that way? So we've been friends about 6 years. And she was in my first solstice. You've been in every single one. Have you been in every? You have.
with La Boheme?
Yes, you've
of
been in
course I
every
have.
single
Yeah.
one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that's a nice bonding situation.
Yeah. So we were, the original 15.
Yes.
And
Wow.
That should be a Western.
the original
Yeah.
15.
The original
The hateful
15.
15.
I'd love to do a Western. Well, anyway.
There you go.
Let's have some more cold coffee here.
We keep needing to do boots, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Would you ever have like a Western theme going on?
Are you kidding? Any theme is a
Any
friend of
theme is a
mine.
good theme.
Any theme's a good theme. I love that.
Yeah.
I love country music. Lived in Nashville for a little bit.
What?
Yes.
Talk about burying the lead here.
Woo! Woo!
You've been like all over the place.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun. Oh, say, you're the singer. Yes. Oh, you should have cut right into it. They got a note too many out of me. My husband's in the hotel business, so early in our marriage, we traveled everywhere, from Hilton Head, San Antonio,
That's right,
Houston, Nashville.
Florida? Were you in Florida?
Never Florida.
We just got pointed to.
Yeah, you keep pointing. And
the
literally,
feathers.
Nashville is an awesome place. Music center. It's a beautiful place. And then I told my husband, I need to move back home. I need you to sell our house, which are very affordable in Nashville. You know, you could be
Oh, I
on
bet.
a lake with your own boat dock, and
Wow.
boat. And you're gonna, but they have the season thing when big bugs and stuff. But anyways,
Bugs, yeah.
I said I need to get home. I got home. And I was pregnant with my third child. And on the ultrasound, after 1 week, because I had Dr. Green, he'd done he was the best doctor. And they showed a very deformed baby. And I'm all, thank you. I know I had to come home because you need that support. And they said this child will not be able to be born. But no one tells me.
Yeah.
No one tells me no. Right? Can you tell me no? No.
I could
so
try, but it's not
you
gonna
can try. I'll still make you do it. And so Mikey was born, and he didn't die. He has Down syndrome, arthrogryposis, an incomplete intestine. So this La Boheme lady is also a nurse. I take care of this most incredible angel, and he has inspired our family. I mean, my oldest, Christina, is a special ed teacher in LA. He inspires everyone that sees him, and he makes me a better person. And maybe that's where I get this incredible inclusion thing, because I see these incredible angels and souls everywhere, and they are an example to us. I think we are maybe the disabled ones, and that's what we're supposed to be. There's so much love in him. It's pure love and always positive, and we should be that way. We should be more like Mikey, everybody, Aquaman in the wheelchair. He's so cute. So cute, and he brings out the best in others, and I really saw it in the school system. He brought out the best in all the other students, especially the ones that were a little bit hardened or were going to edge into that gang thing. Mikey would just rip away all of that I need to look tough kind of thing in junior high and high school, and he has made a big impact on these kids in our community, and I love that little guy. This is the first time I've talked about him without crying. I swear. It's an amazing blessing to have my Mikey. But anyways, I am his arms and legs and his bathroom, and And I'm
roll on
blessed.
his own, though. He's a good
Can
roller.
roll and play the guitar on his back, and he's musical and dancey, and he's a beautiful, beautiful angel in this world.
Wow.
For sure.
You just mentioned all the things I suck at.
Rolling.
Yeah,
Rolling?
I'm not a good roller.
And you can't
I
play the guitar?
I can't play the guitar.
Oh, Omar. I mean, Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos.
I mean.
Oh, man.
Scare you French. The French.
scare.
The hangry Frenchman. Pierre.
Well, I do love croissants.
Aha.
Crescents.
Crescents.
I used to work at the bakery that's right by the courthouse, and people would come in and go, I'll have one of them crescents. Like, oh, you mean the croissant.
Croissant. Are you speaking of the croissant?
Like, don't pronounce any consonant. Croissant.
That's part of her Edith Piaf role.
It's
But
all nose
so
and
Oscar
eyebrows.
Yes.
and Claire, what is your favorite place when you come to Santa Barbara? Where do you love to eat?
Oh, man.
Aha!
Well,
That's a good-
the Rose Cafe comes to mind.
Rose Cafe.
Classic.
Yeah.
If you want good Mexican food. But then if you want like a harbor view, We just love the breakwater.
It's great.
A lot.
I haven't.
Yeah. Like I love the Cuca's burritos.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if I can get a breakfast burrito,
I
it
love
has to be from
breakfast.
Super Cuca's.
Really? I
Yeah.
haven't been to Super Cool.
Oh,
And
I
get it
get
with the
my-
bacon.
The
My
number 16.
vegetarian
Yeah.
Should be in
burritos are
everything.
Yeah, number 16 bacon
Number
burrito.
16. Where is this located?
Just on the mesa.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you been there?
I get my vegetarian there. And
Do you
it
not add
is-
vegetarian bacon? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, if they had it, I would use it. Yeah, but and it's like they're monster burritos.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
babies.
They're
Yeah.
they're
And they're-
enormous, and
yeah.
they weigh like they're
Sandy.
as big as
Like
a baby.
Sandy.
It's like
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
child, and
Well, you two are very cheerful, very happy, smiles all the time. Do you have
didn't
any
have
pet
to pull
peeves?
stuff out of us.
Pet peeves.
Yes. What are your pet peeves?
People that negative people. People that see the darkness in everything. People that just don't want to be happy. That just really pisses me off.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
not a pet peeve to me at all, Tiffy.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think, what else? What bothers you? Unmotivated.
People that don't refill the ice cube trays.
Sorry about that. If
It's
you're gonna
pretty
name
profound.
Names, you're
It's
gonna name
pretty
names. Keep it quiet. Keep it
People
quiet.
that put the toilet paper roll the wrong
Oh my
way.
gosh.
These are really.
I've gone for universal
I
pet
know.
peeves.
I've just got some little pet peeves.
Let's not direct these. I hope you're not listening.
Pet peeves. Ooh, and you know what? And if people call me out on it, I thank them. I'm not. I'm faulty too, but people with double standards.
Oh yeah.
The double standard thing. It's like, you know what? You got to walk your talk. And if I'm ever being hypocritical, please
walk.
point me out, and I will be humble and say thank you.
Walk the walk. That's on my Facebook thing. It says, "Mother, dancer, walk the walk."
Walk the
Just
talk,
walk the
walk
walk.
the walk. You know.
Wow.
Walk the walk.
Um,
Yes, I do hate that fakeness. That's
It's
terrible.
just like,
you know, you
practice what
can
you preach,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
you can
Um,
smell it. You can just.
Is that what I smell?
Yeah.
It's half of my salmon.
What's your pet peeve?
Oh, that's a good question. Well,
Call me Carlos.
hip-
Omar.
Omar.
Much better.
yeah. That's a good question because I have so many of them.
I have so many.
Some of them are just have to do with traffic or stuff like that, like little things.
Traffic is different now.
Yeah, like a lot of people just try and cut you off. They don't put the blinkers on.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate when you can turn right on a red and they don't turn. They
Yeah.
don't know. Once you stop,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can turn right. Unless it's marked.
Right.
You
Yes.
can turn right. I may have posted on this once or twice. But usually, I'm pretty upbeat.
And not only that, but
I
you can
hate that.
turn left on a red when it's a one-way going to a one-way. I hope
Yeah.
people know that.
This is true.
Yeah.
This
Or
is
people
true.
that don't know how to use the roundabouts.
Oh, yeah,
One
yeah.
thing that really annoys me, because I'm on the road all day,
Yeah.
every day, is when you let somebody pass in front of you, you let somebody cross the street in front of you outside of a crosswalk. Acknowledge each other. Just give a wave. Don't assume that it's you're right.
It's kind of
Just
a
give them the-
California thing. We should be a little friendlier, people. Wave.
Just
smile.
wave. Acknowledge.
When
Hey,
I went
thanks.
back east, like Pittsburgh, where my husband's from, I'm all, do you know that? Because they wave to each other. Everyone, he goes, no, I don't know that person. I go, why are you all waving to each other? You're all so friendly.
Yeah.
I
Who
mean,
knew?
really friendly. They're all nodding, and there's so much politeness. People just be polite.
Well, and having said
Kindness.
that, just before we end the podcast, I want to actually get just your last thoughts. If you have anything positive that you want to
No,
end
only
the
negative.
podcast with.
Only negative. This has been a horrible experience. This has been a really fun experience, Claire and Omar, Carlos, Arsker. This has been really fun. It's been like being with old friends. You've made us feel so relaxed. You didn't laugh at us for sitting here in our feathers. And I do want to be on the late night show.
In your feathers.
But mostly, I am very proud of you, and I am very proud of you guys. I love what you're doing. I love that you're moving up. I love that you hit the LA, and are you there as well?
Yeah.
as a local here, I am truly proud of you guys. And keep posting away and keep moving forward, because I feel it. You are a wonderful couple, and you are blessed. You are blessed. And Sandy, you have very nice parents. So thank you for asking me to be here in La Boheme and saying I could bring a friend. Tiffany is a beautiful, beautiful sister and friend, and I wanted to share this experience with you. And
I'm super appreciative, and this is a hoot.
This
was
was
awesome.
amazingly fun, and I do want to know more about restaurants in the future, and maybe we could do something on the Indies burger thing. Look on their website of these burgers, and you're going to be all over it. They were amazing. Wow. The list. We should just
She's looking at the
Oh
vegetarian.
yeah, and she's a vegetarian. Some of them were vegetarian.
Were they?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, there's 3 places that
There were
serve
vegetarian
at least
ones.
that serve these amazing veggie burgers. I mean, like you'd never know the difference.
So how does one become vegetarian? Like, what
Why
can
are you
eat?
laughing when you say that?
Well,
don't get her
basically,
started.
Because I don't know if it's something simple that I can do or if it's
super simple, and you got to realize, look at how many meat animal products there are compared to how many the wide spectrum of all the other things we can eat. There's so much. Oh my God. It's more like it almost should be the opposite. Like vegetarians should look at meat eaters and go,
like
what
a
do you eat?
Vegetarian burger is grains.
It's so like a veggie burger would be like
Soy?
You could have soy, you could have tempeh, you could have fake meats and things like that, or you could just have awesomely cooked, seasoned zucchini, yellow squash,
Eggplant.
red peppers, eggplant,
beans
black
on burgers.
beans, rice, salsas.
Brazil Arts Cafe is a great black bean burger.
So yummy.
You know,
Oh my
I
gosh.
once went to a barbecue and one of the guests brought baked eggplant that were cut in circles, like little
Yeah,
chips.
yeah.
It was eggplant chips. He just lightly
Ooh.
salted them,
Mm-hmm.
but he baked them, and I had never tasted
I
anything
love
so good.
roasting vegetables.
Yeah.
You
It's
should do
all
a show
about
on
the
cooking.
way you season and cook. That's it.
Yeah.
Do you cook?
I do, yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you? Are you the cook in the family?
Well, I'm the one that does the laundry, does the house cleaning, does the cooking.
Oh, bam. All right. Cool.
But I do enjoy it. I gotta say.
Are you the? When I was new, I had to learn to cook, and now I would have to
Yeah.
say I'm a gourmet cook. I love it. But when you do your veggies, if you want to learn how to do that, $4.50. You could do your carrots. You could do asparagus.
$4.50, yeah.
$4.50 on a
With a little olive oil on
baking sheet, olive oil. Put it in. It takes for like asparagus 7 minutes. You don't want to overcook it. You want to just the fork a little bit crunchy. You take it out. You put the Parmesan, kosher salt and pepper, the herbs, and it's like going to heaven.
It's like
Or broccoli.
manna. Yeah.
And I even like the broccoli to get a little bit of the char.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
Oh.
I like
You
that.
know
I
what?
like
I am
things burnt.
salivating.
I know.
This is like,
Okay.
talking about food is sexy.
It is.
It is.
What would
Yes.
be we without food?
I love to talk
Exactly.
about food.
Yeah, me too.
I do.
Yeah, I
Wow,
love
I'm
to
going to
eat the
smoke a
food.
cigarette now. That was so fun.
So
Well,
if people want to get involved with La
Yes.
Boheme, how do they do that? If our listeners want to join, where do they go?
They can go to my website, La Boheme Professional Dance Group, and we have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram. They can go to my Facebook. We also are on the web, www.labohemedance.com, and they can message me. I will resume teaching classes after I get through 4th of July and Fiesta and what else, and a lot of things. I have had so many people ask me to resume classes, and I need to take a little siesta, a little break. I have had so many messages, Tiffany, from
Really?
people that want to join. How can I join? How can I join? How can I join? So luckily, I have this amazing board of directors.
Yeah.
I have Karen Lehman. I have Susie Subject, Melissa Neal, Judah Smith-Myers, Rachel. You can't say her last name. Quintner.
Hornick Quitner.
Horny?
Hornick
Oh, okay.
Quitner.
So I am surrounded by an amazing group of women and men so that we can keep this going. And they really And Tiffany. Tiffany has her own role.
I'm the what am I? The
She's-
surrogate. The what do you call it?
the mascot.
The mascot. And I'm happy to be that. Yeah, I'm part dog anyway, so yeah, that's my role. Just give me a biscuit. I'll be fine.
This is great.
That's why I knew you were perfect.
That's right. Yeah.
Tiffany makes me laugh.
Just
so
give me a
hard.
microphone and
Oh
a
my
little bit of.
God.
Now, if I had had a couple glasses of wine,
Oh, this
woo!
Oh my
so
God.
much better.
I know, but it's so much fun. So they can reach us that way.
Okay.
And I'll get back to them. I am emailing everyone back, and I'm thanking everyone for their support and kindness and so many letters and messages. Seriously, the hostess recognized. Well, maybe it was the feathers on my back. She goes, "You guys were amazing." And I went, "That's fine, thank you, but is Oscar here and Claire?"
Is Omar here?
Is Omar here? And you weren't here yet because you were not here yet.
This year I was looking at one of the gals going, "Oh my God, the sun has got to come out." And we're like, "No, we're looking at the weather forecast, and it was going like 68 gloomy. Oh, 70, 62. And we kept going like, "Oh, we're up, we're down, we're up, we're down." Unbelievable. It was forecast that it was not going to be sunny in the morning. Out of nowhere.
Yes.
Where did that sun come from?
Yes, it did. And right when Ricardo Morrison was solstice, and a big shout out to you, Robin Elander.
Thank you.
Right when they came to the front at 12 noon, and John Palminteri got the mic, the sun broke open. And we had a moment of silence for
The sun,
being
yeah.
just thankful for sun. And the parade started.
And then I think it got overcast
And
kind
it-
of towards the late afternoon. So it's like
Yes.
we got, it made you so appreciative of just that sun, the thing we take for granted, but the thing we tried to hide with all these umbrellas.
And then so people can see us 4th of July. So
Perfect.
come on out. John Palminteri and Drew Wakefield, I do not know. They are on that stage from like 11 until the fireworks. They work so hard. I don't know when they take a break. They're there the entire time on the beach. Really working hard. So La Boheme wants to help support them. And it gets bigger every year. It is huge. Every year it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. I think they have vendors this year as well. And they close off Cabrillo, right? They close off the front. And that, I love when we close off streets.
Yeah, me too.
That just makes it walk. I wish we could close off State Street, but just saying, wouldn't that be
Santa
fun?
Monica, yeah.
Yeah.
You could just walk on Lower State Street, and maybe it would bring in people. People, we need people. People.
There you go.
Who need people?
Finally, she took one.
Are the luckiest people in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, baby. Cuckoo baby.
That's what we love about you, Tiffy. You do care. You're a caring person.
Yes,
you
I
care.
do.
My pet peeve is people who don't care.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Sometimes I care too much, and sometimes it'd be nice to have a little vacation of not caring. That's what Sauvignon Blanc is for.
There you go.
A couple of glasses, I don't
tequila.
really care.
Yeah, look at those boats.
Well, thank you so much to the two of you for
welcome,
being
you're
here on the
welcome, you're
podcast.
welcome. Yay.
Thank you for asking La Boheme to be here.
Yes,
What
and-
a complete honor. We're here for everyone. And you don't have to be a dancer. I don't
Yep.
care. I don't care your ability.
Be a cheerleader.
Yes, I don't care. You know what? Everyone just wants to feel loved.
Yes.
Isn't that what Mother Teresa said? Just everyone, that is the worst sickness in the world, is to be lonely. And that's worse than being hungry or poverty, is when you feel that nobody cares. So, and that's our mission at La Boheme. We care, and we'll take care of you.
Awesome.
Ba-dum-bum.
My thanks again to La Boheme and also to the Breakwater Restaurant for being so accommodating during the recording of this podcast. They have a wonderful view and delicious food. They're located at the Santa Barbara Harbor. And if you want to learn more about La Boheme Professional Dance Group, go to their website at labohemedance.com. I'm going to include that link in the description to this episode, as well as the social media handles for the group, so you can follow them there. And if you like this podcast and enjoy the episode, please let your family and friends know and rate the podcast and comment on it. The Hangry Mexican is everywhere podcasts are. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And until next time, good night and good luck.